Welcome to this brand new edition of the GTAS podcast, being recorded on Saturday, December 16th, 2017. That is the correct date, correct, Adam?
I hope so.
Okay. But I am joined this week, as I am every week, by the always devitalized Adam Miller. So, Adam, we've had an interesting week. Not a lot of news, per se, though.
I would say a lot of news about the same three things.
Yes, you want to... What are those three things? Because I have a good idea of what you're going to say they are.
Star Wars.
Of course.
The other thing is Disney buying a lot of the Fox properties.
Which is two of the topics we're talking about.
And the other thing is the FCC repeal of net neutrality.
Yeah, not a good sign either.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty. We wanted to talk about it, but I don't know shit about it.
Yeah, but
I know the very tiny little bits.
Yeah.
But I don't have enough to do a whole topic. You'd be better than I would.
Yeah, but Bobby's pretty apolitical, usually, I would say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he doesn't care. I just say that he doesn't know, and he's at least aware of that.
Yeah.
I can respect that more than people who are at your same level of knowledge and think that they're
like the shit and they know everything. I'm just not. I don't like talking politics. I know people love it. I just do not. But this is one of those topics where I don't think anybody really is like, yeah, net neutrality is a good idea.
No, 87% of people in the United States were for the net neutrality rule. And that's across every political party that exists in the United States.
Yeah.
So it's not a partisan issue.
Yeah, it's not, Republican, Democrat type of thing.
Yeah.
This is actually one that does include everybody.
It affects everybody.
It affects every single person. So, I mean, I 100% do recommend that you look up net neutrality. I think John Oliver's little, 10... I think it's like an 8 to 10 minute video on what net neutrality is a great way for any layman's terms.
Yeah. There's plenty of resources. There's that. Games journalist Young does some excellent videos on it. Jim Sterling's been covering it from the Jimquisition. Super Bunny Hop did a video on it, and then there's also a website called Battle for the Net, which has all those resources in it.
If you send me some of those links, I will post them in the
like the video description.
Yeah, I'll post a bunch of links about net neutrality for anybody who is actually watching this podcast that wants to get a little more familiar.
Yeah, if you want to, I'm not just saying you don't have to get involved, but if you want to know about it, these resources will help you.
Exactly. So Adam, we got a couple game news articles that only about two, as you kind of mentioned. Not a lot going on.
Yeah.
I was scouring.
I think probably because they had the Game Awards and PlayStation Experience last week, that it sort of dies down for a little while after any.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of news won't be starting to come out until probably mid-February.
Yeah, I would suspect at least January at the earliest.
Well, we can start off with this topic. On January 16th, Capcom is finally releasing something that I think a lot of people are going to be interested about. I'm quite excited about it. Yeah. This might be a day one purchase for me because the more I'm reading on it, the more I'm kind of like, yeah, this is good. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. For PS4, Xbox One, the Switch, I guess Capcom's finally wising up on that system, and PC. So it's coming out on everything.
Yep. And it has quite the selection of games.
Some
of the best Street Fighter games are in it.
Yeah, the rundown would go the original Street Fighter. Yeah, the original Street Fighter is not a very good game, but the fact they include it on there is pretty nice.
I mean, I think it's going to be interesting for a lot of people, because most people started playing Street Fighter with Street Fighter 2. So it's going to be a lot of people's first time experiencing that piece of shit game.
Yeah. And then, as you said, with Street Fighter 2, you get Street Fighter 2, which is online enabled. Mm-hmm. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting. Street Fighter 2 The New Challengers. And Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is also online enabled. And then you'll also be getting Street Fighter Alpha, Alpha 2, Alpha 3. Alpha 3 is the only one that's online enabled. Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, and Street Fighter 3 Third
Third
Strike.
Strike!
Third Strike, and that is online enabled too.
Yeah.
I don't have the price. Why did I not get the price? Street Fighter.
It's Capcom. It's probably $39.99 or $49.99.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna be $39. I think that's a good price for the amount of games that you get.
Yeah, it is.
$39.99. You were
Yep.
right. You were right on the money on that one. Yeah, I'm happy about that. I think that's gonna be really cool. Ooh, excuse me. So, Adam, what are some of your earliest like Street Fighter memories? I mean, were you a big Street Fighter fan?
Yeah. Since the Genesis was the first home console I had, like that I specifically owned myself. Not the first one I played, but I had Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Was probably the first Street Fighter experience that I had.
Okay.
And I loved it. You know, like my friends or my cousins would.
Who's your character of choice?
In Championship Edition, I can't remember.
Why do I feel like yours would be Guile?
No.
I feel like you'd be like the ultra super American guy.
Yeah, like I don't dislike Guile as a character, but I don't remember playing him a whole lot.
Sorry, everyone. I'm kind of sick today.
Yeah, you got the sniffles. I can't really remember. I know eventually I started playing Fei Long and Cammy, and I think they came in the new challengers.
Yeah, I believe they came in the new challengers. I was always Chun-Li. That's kind of a cheap pick, but it's always been my character. Me and her have a lot in common. We both have thighs like tree trunks. She got some massive thighs. And I've always enjoyed Street Fighter. My first one was Super Nintendo, which was just straight up Street Fighter 2. And I remember being able to rent Turbo, because I thought Turbo was a new game. But I was kind of disappointed when I got it, and I was like, it's the same game. But then, why does it feel so differently? And then I really loved...
It was balancing.
It was
changes,
just... Yeah, how slow Street Fighter 2 is compared to Turbo.
Yeah.
I'm really just always been a fan of Turbo. Street Fighter 3 is one that everyone always talks about Street Fighter 2, but Street Fighter 3 is so underappreciated.
You mean Alpha 3 or Third Strike?
Third Strike.
Yeah, Third Strike is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new characters. Well, I guess they're not new because a lot of them are in Second Impact.
Yeah.
But there's only like one or two bad characters in Third Strike, and that's Sean. Sean is... I feel bad for anybody who plays Sean and enjoys it. He's dressed up like Ryu or Ken in a yellow gi, and he just throws soccer balls around.
Is there a variation where you can get him in a pink one?
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, there's Dan. Which
they always and all the bad characters. I feel like it's intentional because I feel like they have really bad names on purpose. Sean, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Ken's even kind of a stupid compared to everybody else, but But I still think Dan. I know somebody named Dan.
Third Strike has Dudley, which he has one of the best themes in the entire Street Fighter series. So
yeah, his theme is dope. I love that. It's just Street Fighter's just I can't believe it's been 30 years. 30 years of that game.
Yeah.
That seems
well, 30 years counting from Street Fighter 1.
Yeah,
which doesn't really count because it sucks ass.
Wasn't it called Fighting Street?
In the United States, it was called Fighting Street, yeah.
Yeah. And it was for the TurboGrafx CD, wasn't it?
One of the TurboGrafx systems, yeah.
It definitely wasn't for the Turbo where there was the Hue card. It was definitely... it was definitely whenever they...
You think?
I don't know. I'm almost positive it was whenever they did the CD.
I don't know, because I'm not big on TurboGrafx knowledge myself, so... I just know that it was on one of those, obscure consoles.
Yeah, it definitely
that really didn't have a big install base in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Which is a shame because the TurboGrafx was a great...
It has a lot of good games.
It does. It has a lot of great games. Here's the other topic we got going on, Adam, and it is the fact of Street Fighter. Bad Company. Wow.
Battlefield Bad Company 3.
Bad Company would be a stupid ass title. But no. Battlefield.
We're talking about EA here, so it might happen.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Battlefield Bad Company 3 is rumored to be in the pipeline. But I was reading from an article that was posted only 4 hours ago, and it's 5:16 p.m. right now.
Yeah.
That we're recording this. And this was posted 4 hours ago, and it said that earlier this week a leak supported that the notion that the next step that they were taking was Battlefield Bad Company 3. But they said that it is not Bad Company. So this is more, they're saying it is instead going to be a World War II game with Battlefield. Now, I don't think the last Battlefield game that was in World War II was like
1942.
It was 1942, which was like the early.
Yeah, that was like one of the first Battlefield.
Yeah.
Games,
so this would be the almost uncharted territory for a way. Even though 1942 was really well reviewed, I never had a chance to play Battlefield 1942 when I was younger.
It was if I remember correctly, it was like PC only, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely was only PC.
I think at that time I was not.
They did.
That was when gaming.
They re-released it, I think, on the Xbox 360 as a downloadable title. I believe that is true.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think
they did because my friend was playing it and really liked it. Look,
I just remember gaming PCs back then being prohibitively expensive for working class peoples.
Oh yeah, I mean, I barely had a PC that could run like Warcraft.
Yeah,
like I could barely get that. Mm-hmm. I was really excited though for Bad Company 3. I love Bad Company 2. Battlefield Bad Company 1 was kind of hit or miss, but they really crushed it, I thought, for Battlefield Bad Company 2. And I don't think since maybe Battlefield 1 had they come close to just being like, this is such a great multiplayer experience, which I do believe Battlefield 1 was one of the best multiplayer experiences in the last 5 years for me. I love that game. So I'm really happy with, I guess, that they'll do a World War II version because Call of Duty WW2 is just doing very well. Sales-wise, yes. It still has a really big player base.
I'm sure it's doing critically well and has a really
my
big
roommate
player
plays.
base,
my roommate plays it like every other day. He's on there for like at least 3 hours.
Yeah, but it's fucking Call of Duty.
It is Call of Duty, but I mean,
I don't want to toot Call of Duty's horn. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're really.
We don't need to give it praise when it doesn't really deserve praise for being the same thing for almost 15 years.
Yeah,
just a skin change for every game that comes out.
I can't argue with it. I mean,
I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But like,
eventually, it's gonna need fixing, or something's gonna need changed up. I think they saw that Battlefield 1 did really well, so they're like, okay, we can't keep going into the future because Advanced Warfare.
Because
Infinite Warfare.
There's only so much imagination that we have to use.
Yeah, the human race is so tied down to what we can use to kill each other with.
Yeah.
So, Battlefield doing World War II, I'm fine with. But yeah, I was kind of hoping for a Bad Company 3, but apparently that is not in the cards right now. This is a game that's set for 2018. Now, if they come out of nowhere and say it is Bad Company 3, that'd be awesome. But I believe
I was kind of hoping that like the expansion for Battlefield 1 that was for the Russian Revolution was going to have like a campaign, but it didn't. It's just basically skins for multiplayer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I never really ended up picking it up. I was waiting on that.
I had a lot of fun though with the campaign of Battlefield 1.
I heard it was really
it's surprisingly really good. I really enjoyed it. It's not very long, but
I don't expect 20, 40-hour games out of first-person shooters that are focused on multiplayer, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I expect like 4 to 6 hours of, relatively high fun game.
Yeah, which I thought Battlefield 1 was. Some people are hoping that maybe in 2019 we'll get a Bad Company 3. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time saying Bad Company today. Like I'm just fucking up all my words when it comes to Bad Company. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that's pretty much all the game news we have today.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I kind of feel shitty because, I mean, that's literally all we have. There's just not a lot. I mean, unless you want to talk about real quick.
I guess PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds released on the Xbox One. You want to talk about that?
For as much as I can, I'll be willing to talk about it to throw another topic in there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. It's been a huge hit on PC though. It's we'd be lying if we said it wasn't a big hit.
Oh, to pretend like it's
the
not
most hot shit right now.
To pretend that it is nothing is like sticking your head in the sand. You'd have to be a fool not to know what's going on with that game.
Yeah, so it's super popular on PC. It launched on Xbox One, and there's some pretty major performance issues.
Yeah.
Some people are reporting frame rates as low as 4 frames per second. Depending on what they're doing.
That's got to be like an all-time low report, though. I mean, that can't be actually...
I think the average, they're seeing frame rate drops down into the mid-10s, depending on what you're doing. Now, during the actual gameplay segments where you're running around on foot and shooting people, you usually holds around 30.
Okay.
But if you get into an area with high amounts of foliage, you're seeing frame rate drops. During the parachute in segment, you're seeing frame rate drops. When you're driving, you're seeing frame rate drops.
And this is on the Xbox One S, right?
On both, actually. So on the Xbox
One it's
One
Xbox One X and
the S is the Slim.
Titles.
Yeah, they're fucking dumb. I know, it's just like the Wii and the Wii U.
Yeah. And this is kind of a shame because this was
it was a heavily anticipated title for the Xbox One.
Yeah,
it's basically one of their big name exclusives because they really haven't had anything else.
And it's not performing very well. Not sales wise. Apparently, sales wise, it's doing quite well.
It's people are still buying it.
It's just that performing. I mean, literally, it's performance during gameplay is not
is being it's subpar compared to what you can get on PC, which is that's normal for PCs to perform better than console games usually.
Yeah,
but not at this much of a discrepancy.
Mm-hmm. Now, is the game just too big?
To be honest, I don't know what it is. I mean, a lot of people seem to be
because they say its install rate is very small. It's not a very big install.
I think what it is that what I've been hearing online is that it's a discrepancy with what the console itself is able to process data at and what computers are able to do is just such a vast difference.
I mean, could this be a sign that consoles are kind of going to be on their way out soon and that it's pretty much...
I don't think so. I think what it is really is that when they re-released like the PlayStation 4 Pro, or the Xbox One X, there's graphical upgrades so that they can produce higher graphics, but they didn't change the overall processor architecture.
Oh.
When they re-release these new consoles. So you're not actually getting more processing power in terms of the amount of data it can handle. It's just the graphical data. I see what you're saying. So
they're adding they added all this stuff to process the graphics, but not the
actual game itself.
Yeah, they made a bunch of stuff to make the graphics look nice, but not enough to process the graphics. Is that kind of
more like the mathematical calculations it has to do? It can only go so fast. And so when you're calculating physics for foliage swaying in the breeze and leaves sort of shaking around in a tree,
this stuff just was not
too much. It's just too much for the consoles to handle. And I mean, we should fully expect this to happen, but in the past, it usually happens within 5 to 7 years of a console release, not the year that because didn't the Xbox One X just come out this year? In the beginning of the year?
It's not even a year old yet.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is that I'm not exactly sure why they stayed with the same processing unit.
Probably cost. I mean, that system isn't it $600 or some shit like that? I'm
assuming that it's probably cost or how games are optimized for it. That maybe changing the processor would have to have people go back and rework all the games or some shit.
It's $500. Xbox One X is a $500.
That's still too much fucking money. But for a console that doesn't have a good influx of exclusive content, it's way too much fucking money. But I guess I don't think it's the end of consoles, is what I want to say. I just think it might be the end of consoles in how they are now. I think we might see more modular consoles, which is basically going to be like gaming PCs anyways, that you just hook up to a television and use a controller for.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
But I've been saying that for a while, so I could be wrong.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, at least we got something in there because I know we wanted to talk about that for a little bit. So I'm glad that we could even just kind of get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, that's a big game. It's an important game. I think it won an award, didn't it, at the Game Awards? Didn't we say that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds won something?
It won something, probably like multiplayer experience or something like that.
Yeah, it won something.
Even though it's a game that's still like not fully done.
Yeah, it's early access and it's winning awards. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go on to the movie news, and as we mentioned earlier in the show, one of the big news stories this year, I'd say of the year, it's a big story, is Disney. We talked about it on our show, I think last week or our second show. I think it was
we were talking about the plans to purchase.
The plans
Fox.
to possibly, there were rumors about it, and then it started back up again, and then it actually went through. Disney bought a bunch of Fox's movies division and their television division. Now, this is great news, I think, for some good, some bad. When we talked about it, I had a couple issues with what my thought processes was with the whole thing. And we're just going to say this. Because of this acquisition, there is a possibility that there could be almost 10,000 jobs lost. And that is not... That's never a good thing. But that is also the nature of the beast when some company buys another company. Jobs are going to be lost, but that's always just
that happens with any merger.
That just is not... I don't gel with that. But obviously, that is not something that can be helped.
But you got to also think, how many of those jobs are just going to be lost because somebody already works at Disney in that position? Or are they going to be temporarily lost and then those people will have to reapply for their jobs? Which is bullshit. Don't get me wrong. But
I would
are they really lost permanently? Because I'm sure some of them are. Some of those jobs probably are never going to come back.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Some of those jobs are.
Yeah. Just as something I wanted to just kind of throw in there because everyone always talks about the good of things, but then when something like this happens,
of course
10,000...
it's exciting to reunite X-Men and and Deadpool and all these other franchises with the actual Marvel universe, but at what cost?
Yeah. So Disney bought all this for $52.4 billion. That is a lot of cheddar to spend.
How much did they pay for Star Wars?
Like $4
billion?
Yeah. I think it was like 3.7.
Dude, George Lucas is fucking kicking himself right now.
I've heard Star Wars is, from what it's looking like with a lot of these Star Wars and Last Jedi stuff, is they're making a lot of that money.
Yeah.
They're going to be making a lot of that money back. So I'm going to go through a couple things here about what obviously Disney has acquired here. Disney obviously has acquired the X-Men and Fantastic Four, and they said that, which I thought they might just do a separate universe. Nope. They're all going to join the MCU. They're already kind of cluttered, but they're going to throw them in there.
Listen, I that doesn't bother me.
Cluttered universe? Or
yeah, I don't, because I'm only going to follow the characters that I fucking care about anyways.
Yeah.
And that leaves me a bigger buffet of characters to choose from.
That is true. Now, the only thing is, it looks like, from what I'm seeing, Deadpool 2 is good. The X-Men Dark Phoenix saga is good, and the X-Men New Mutants are already filmed or wrapping up filming and being in post-production. So those are probably going to come out. Now, the only things that are currently up in the air are Gambit. Now, we don't know what's going to go on with Gambit because Gambit wasn't supposed to start filming until February. We don't know how that's going to go. Might go through. We don't know.
Yeah.
And
I just hope that they don't, you'll be able to tell what's going to happen if they start recasting. If they start recasting Gambit and all these other characters and shit, you know that they're wiping everything off.
I think it's going to be 100%.
You really think they're starting from scratch again?
Yes.
I don't think that that's a wise move.
Oh, I don't see how it would work to put these characters in. One, you have to recast Wolverine anyway, and he's your most popular X-Men. Let's not kid ourselves here. Most popular X-Men. And then all the other stuff, they're going to be finishing up the trilogy with the X-Men Dark Phoenix saga, that young one. Mm-hmm. And then New Mutants. What they could do is maybe make New Mutants part of it, as long as there's no pre-existing characters. from the previous universe. They can throw them in there. But also the tone. I don't think
the change in tone. You think there's going to be a change in tone?
Change in tone. Now, the only thing that was concerning me was what happens with Deadpool. Like, will Disney work with Deadpool being an R-rated? And apparently they will. Bob Iger, who I believe is the CEO over there, says that he's up for, he's willing to look into doing R-rated movies with Deadpool as long as as I quote, the audience is aware of what content they are going to be getting. So I guess if they're really evident, like, hey, this is an R-rated movie, you should not bring your kids.
I think that's just really him being cautious, because if you remember, a lot of parents took their kids to see the original Deadpool.
I know a lot of people who took their kids. Like, I worked in retail at the time, and there were just parents are like, should I take my kid to Deadpool?
You're like, no,
do not take your kid to Deadpool. Yeah, exactly. The slow-mo. Darth Vader. No.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know. That's iffy. I think, they will be rebooting it, because then they're going to also do the Fantastic Four. Makes me
Fantastic Four needs like 50 reboots to just watch the bad taste of the last one out of your mouth.
Well, they did that with Spider-Man. They only did it within like a year or two. They wiped Spider-Man.
Successfully, too.
Yeah.
I would say definitely successfully.
Definitely.
We both love Spider-Man.
Homecoming was the highest grossing superhero movie this year.
Still.
I think it still is.
Whew.
Justice League sure as shit didn't touch it.
Yeah, well.
And so what other stuff with the Fantastic Four, finally, though, I'm so happy about that. That is what I'm most happy about. I was happy with the X-Men universe as it was.
Yeah.
I was excited. I liked all the movies. I actually didn't even hate Apocalypse. A lot of people apparently hated Apocalypse. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
It had some issues,
okay.
but...
Yeah.
So I'm excited what they do with the Dark Phoenix. But Fantastic Four, man, just could not get out of this shithole that Fox just kept digging it. The first one, the second one, then the reboot was even worse. I actually watched that about maybe a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. That movie is fucking garbage. Like, it's so bad. And you had you had a really talented cast. I thought the cast was actually really good.
Well, yeah, you got to keep in mind that like every person that works on the movie makes that movie. So you can't just say it has a good cast, it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's just
because that's not a guarantee.
No, I know. Well, I know. It's just that movie was just everything was wrong about that, and it felt rushed. Its CG was really bad. There were just a lot of problems with it, and so I'm happy that Fantastic Four is coming back. Also, because that means I can finally maybe get a Silver Surfer movie, or at least or at least a Silver Surfer. I could have loved a Silver Surfer combined with like.
You know why this merger happened, though?
No.
Remember when I said, "Where's Marvel gonna go?"
To the stars.
Where's Marvel gonna go after Thanos? What did I say?
Galactus. You think Galactus? How do you fight something like Galactus, though? It's
gonna happen.
It might. Ooh,
where are you gonna go? Like, they're gonna bring Fantastic Four in to the MCU.
Yeah.
After they take on Thanos, where do you go when you have all that together? Galactus. I'm just saying, I called it a while ago.
I don't even remember you saying this. When did this happen? Was this on a show, or are you just saying this? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It might have been...
Kudos to you if you did do that.
It might have been series 2 or series 3 before we started this one.
Okay.
It might have. But I think we might have even covered it on this show. It's like, where do you go after Thanos? Because the Infinity War is a big Marvel event. I remember talking about this recently. Maybe we didn't talk about it on the show, but... I basically called that they were going to Galactus, and now this is what's happening.
I'd love it, because imagine Galactus, but imagine like if you put Silver Surfer. If you were able to do a Silver Surfer movie, which I think they totally could with they've made Ant-Man successful in Guardians of the Galaxy. Could you imagine the Silver Surfer? The Silver Surfer would just be like Guardians of the Galaxy meets Doctor Strange. Like, that would be so incredible. I would love Marvel to please do the Silver Surfer movie. I'd love a Silver Surfer movie so much. And that's a great one. Deadpool, obviously. And Deadpool, you don't even need to technically... I don't think you need to technically recast Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
No,
because
I think that's a bad idea.
I think it'd be a bad idea. But one, there are no actual X-Men besides Colossus and Supersonic Teenage Warhead. They're the only ones in there that are, and then they say, this mansion seems kind of empty, and then he says McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines get kind of crazy. You could just write Deadpool and be like, yeah, like being like, now I'm a Disney property.
Yeah, like passive connectivity to the other universes.
Yeah, you could just say like Deadpool's like, I'm owned by another studio now. They own my sexy ass or something stupid like that. And that's how they could just. That's what's cool about the character.
The only problem I see with Deadpool is like Deadpool does make appearances in other. He makes appearances with Spider-Man. He makes appearances.
But then here's the thing though, if I 100%, I don't ever guarantee. I don't think you'll ever see Deadpool with Spider-Man, ever. As hilarious as it would be, it's never gonna happen. I honestly think the best idea, if you ever had Deadpool in a Marvel movie with like other people, is literally just bleep him. Yeah. And then he'll just be like, "What is this? Some PG-13 movie? Why? What the hell?"
Yeah.
He can swear, but like literally
because he can do it.
Put the black bar over his mouth. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think that'd be a funny way to do it. How to bring him in there and have him being the asshole that he is.
Yeah. I
think that could work really good. Now, the other stuff that came along with Fox, it's kind of crazy, the stuff that they got, and it's what they're going to do with it. They got the Predator franchise. They got the Alien franchise.
What?
They got Die Hard. They got the Kingsman franchise.
What?
They got the Planet of the Apes franchise along with the remakes, the recent ones.
Yeah.
They got Avatar, like the James Cameron Blue People one.
Okay.
That's going to make them a fuckload of money. They got the Independence Day franchise. And let's see. Fox also owned Alvin and the Chipmunks, Dr. Dolittle, Home Alone, Ice Age, Night at the Museum, The Chronicles of Narnia, Percy Jackson, The Maze Runner. This is just it just keeps on going. Disney.
Who owns X-Files right now?
X-Files?
Yeah, was that part of the acquisition?
If it was Fox, then yes, they got the television division.
Yeah, I mean X-Files was Fox before.
I don't know. Let me find out. Fox.
Because I don't want an X-Files reboot. I
don't think they would reboot X-Files.
Because I know you remember they recently brought it back for a 9th season, and they're bringing it back for the 10th. I think it starts on January 3rd.
Yeah, Powerhouses. Oh my gosh, this is insane. They own X-Files. They do own X-Files. Yeah. I'm just reading. They own X-Files. They own The Simpsons now. They own It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They own National Geographic.
So basically, they own everything that was on Fox except for Gotham.
They also, in the deal, acquired the 30% that Fox owned of Hulu, plus the other 30% that Disney already owns. So now Disney has 60% of Hulu. Like, what? How much shit is Disney going to own? That is insane. So...
we're laughing about this, but this is actually really scary. Like when you think about monopoly and antitrust laws.
I know I'm sure that there's a bunch of lawyers that looked over this. There's still a bunch of other. This isn't like Comcast and what other cable companies.
NBC merged.
Yeah,
or Verizon and CBS, or
like if Verizon bought T-Mobile, or if Verizon bought Sprint, like that. You wouldn't. This isn't that big of a deal because there's plenty of other movie and television studios out there.
Fox still exists after this purchase.
Yes,
you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, they didn't buy Fox straight out. They just bought their movie and their television assets to build their online, to help build up their online streaming service. But the thing is you own 60% of Hulu. What are you going to compete against yourself? Why don't you just kind of turn Hulu into it? I mean,
maybe that's what they're doing.
I know Warner Brothers, and I think Universal owns the other parts of Hulu.
The other 40%.
Yes, I believe so. I know Warner Brothers does. So, I mean, at this point, why doesn't Disney just wait a little bit, gain some money on some of these properties, and then just straight up see if they can buy the properties off of Warner Brothers?
Or just at least the percentages.
Yeah, or
At least
just
the shares, you know.
I mean, or they'll probably maybe they'll sell it off. Maybe they'll sell off their percentage of Hulu. I don't know how that would work. Can they sell off their percentage of Hulu and put it towards like?
Well, here's the thing: they could do that. That wouldn't be an unintelligent move if they sold their 60% share and then removed all their properties from Hulu.
Yeah,
They could do that,
yeah.
and they might.
I don't know, man. It is. It isn't. This deal just blows my mind. I mean, they own X-Files now. I don't think you have to worry about Disney rebooting X-Files. I think they're fine with X-Files.
As long as they're just going to continue what they were doing or not do anything, that's all I care about.
Yeah, I think you're good with that. I mean, it blows my mind. Now they also own, like, some people are like, well, what does that do with, like, Gotham? There's that Gotham show on TV.
Yeah.
That's a DC property, but it's produced by Fox. Like, does that throw that in limbo? There's so much, and I'm sure within the next coming months we'll find out exactly what they're going to do.
I actually like that show, so.
Gotham?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Gotham.
I mean, it's not great.
There are
like, it's good.
bits and pieces that are really cool.
Yeah.
Like, everything they did with that Jerome Joker character was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And some of those scenes, like, I'll still watch a couple of those online every once in a while. It's just...
I follow Gotham. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But, it's not great, but it's good.
The guy they had I don't know if he's... I mean, he can't technically be dead, but the guy they had playing the Riddler was really good.
Oh, no, he comes back.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, nobody ever dies in Gotham.
Well,
that's what you need. That's one thing you need to know when you start watching Gotham is that anybody who dies is definitely coming back.
Didn't one person like pop out their eye with a spoon or some shit like that, and then she had an eye the next day?
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Okay.
But yes, that's Will Smith's wife, by the way. That character.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that. So, I mean, it's just crazy, and I'm curious to see what Marvel's going to do with the Fantastic Four and X-Men. Yeah, I 100% think they're going to reboot X-Men. I don't think they're going to leave anything.
They're definitely going to reboot Fantastic Four.
Oh, 100%. I mean, they can't even use them. What are they going to use from that shitty one? No, they're 100% they're going to reboot Fantastic Four, and I'm almost positive they're going to definitely reboot X-Men. Now, it's up in the air about what they're going to do with Ryan Reynolds. But I think they'll keep Ryan Reynolds. I think
it's a guaranteed moneymaker. They'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, exactly. And they got someone who is perfect and loves the character. That's just what they'll let Ryan Reynolds get away with. You know, they're not going to let him do a Happy Woman's Day on the next Marvel movie. I don't think. Do you remember that?
No.
When they're celebrating all the holidays and they're having sex to every single holiday theme, like Thanksgiving, they're like eating turkey and shit like that, like while they're fucking each other. Oh, and on Women's Day, he's getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah, with a strap on. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, they're not going to allow that shit, I don't think.
Well, I mean, those things can be implied.
But Disney bought a lot of stuff that is R-rated. Mm-hmm. Die Hard, Alien, Predator. Technically, you could do an Alien that's PG-13, I think, at this point. But it'd be stupid. But Alien Covenant kind of put the franchise on hiatus. So, yeah. I don't really know. Okay, Adam. Star Wars The Last Jedi released yesterday.
You saw it.
I saw it.
I didn't see it yet. I'll probably be seeing it probably the week of the 24th. I'll be seeing that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Now, I have a lot of problems with it, too, but...
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues with it. I'm not doing spoilers on this at all. For all I know, maybe... I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll do a spoiler.
I mean, we could always put a time tag, say move ahead if you...
Yeah, but I don't want to do a spoiler on this. You haven't seen the movie, but maybe we can talk about it later on.
I mean, I have a general idea. Like, I kind of found out on my own what's going on.
I just want to give my thoughts on it. So, the movie is pretty long. It felt there were scenes that could have been cut out, particularly the Finn and the new character Rose story. And I really like Finn as the character, but I did not like the subplot they were doing with him. There's like this, he goes on this like casino world.
Yeah, I heard that whole thing, like, it's just like a dead end.
It is a dead end, but it just doesn't feel like, the casino just didn't feel like Star Wars to me. Like, it just straight up felt like a casino, and there were just aliens in it. Like they're sitting there playing fucking craps. Like craps is in the galaxy far, far away. It just seemed kind of weird. And like their slot machines, and it was weird, and it wasn't designed very good. Like
I see what you're saying.
Do you
like,
get what I'm saying? Yeah,
yeah,
you have
like
to.
in the older Star Wars movies, like they had a game that was similar to chess, but it totally wasn't chess. It was played on a circle board.
Circle
and
board
had holographic pieces that would like die and get dismembered and shit.
Yeah, it just I don't know. The games just like you
weren't very imaginative. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, it didn't.
It was very like lazy. You feel like
like they're drinking, they're popping champagne bottles. Yeah. Like they pop champagne bottles, and they're like they have like martini glasses, but they're really tall. It was designed really weird, and
you're saying it's too close to real life.
Yeah, it really took me out. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? But everything else, the Poe and Leia stuff, great. There's a couple consistency things that I don't understand, but maybe there's an explanation for it. But the Rey and Luke and Kylo Ren shit, all the stuff with that, it was great. Luke was fucking weirdo hermit, just grumpy, and there's a lot of cool little like stuff that happens in between.
Yeah.
That obviously I don't want to talk about because it was really made part of the movie for me. I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking cool. This is so great. I loved it. I was like a kid in the theater. I want to try to go see it again. I do think it is a movie that will benefit from a second viewing because there is a lot crammed in this movie, and it almost is a point like when it ends, you're like, did they just finish the trilogy? Like it feels like a trilogy like ender.
Yeah.
So much shit happens in this movie, and they crammed it all into 2.5 hours, and I'm shocked that they did. I just kind of wish they would cut out the Finn and Rose stuff because it really just it is out of left field and it does not really fit. Now, the one reason why I'm bringing this up is because if people don't like this film, I completely understand their reasonings why. This movie takes a lot of risks. Some of them pay off, some of them do not. It's fair, I mean, but yeah. It is, I think it's the biggest risk-taking since Empire Strikes Back. I believe that. Because I thought Force Awakens, while I really like The Force Awakens, it is kind of a safe movie. It does play a lot of beats like off of New Hope. And this movie plays a couple beats off of Empire Strikes Back, but nothing that you're like, this is just a straight carbon copy of Empire Strikes Back.
Which
it is
that
not.
argument can be made about The Force Awakens,
yes.
in my opinion.
Yes, I believe so too. I believe there's enough different about The Force Awakens, and there are just there's enough content in there that I can be like, okay, sure, it plays a couple beats from Star Wars: A New Hope, but it's enough on its own that I enjoy it for what it is. The Last Jedi definitely does a lot more differently, and I think that this is the first Star Wars movie that actually says we are moving this further.
Yeah,
we are not going to do the same movie over and over and over again. We are going to take this in a different direction. They take the Force in different ways that you were not expecting you could even do with the Force. Like most people, like it's not a spoiler or anything like that, but Rey's talking with Luke and says, "What is the Force?" And Rey's just like, "I don't know. It's something that's around us, helps you lift things and push things." And he's like, "Everything that you just said is wrong." and I thought that was that's like one of my favorite quotes in there. He's like, "What is the Force?" She answers it. There's a couple really good. Yeah. The movie's funny. There's a lot of funny moments in there.
That's one of the complaints I've actually heard.
That it's funny?
No, that anytime they get to like a serious like emotional moment, they sort of almost in the way that meme culture works on the internet, they sort of like immediately push the emotional moment aside because they can't deal with it and make a joke to sort of soften the blow of the emotionality. Do you feel like that's an accurate? Because that's what I've been reading online.
I'm gonna say no. No, I don't believe that the jokes when it's serious, it's serious. And when it wants to be funny, like, sure, do they do that with, like, some moments that are kind of serious? Maybe, but honestly, no, I completely disagree with that notion of that it can't handle the emotion, so it just cuts away to a joke real quick. No, because the emotional stuff is emotional. And when it's trying to be serious, it is serious. It's just that it's funnier. It just has some funny moments. Now, there are a couple moments when it's trying to be serious and those porks kind of show up. Those little, like, furry thing that they're kind of promoting in the trailer. I thought the porks were kind of funny. They're not, like, overused. They're all on that island.
Yeah.
They're, like, the only living animal on that island. And so you see them in a lot of scenes where they should be serious.
Yeah.
But I really just thought that the movie just was a lot more challenging for a Star Wars film. The more I'm thinking about it, the more... Like, when I first walked out, I was like, I enjoyed that, but I had a lot of problems with it. And then as I'm thinking about it more, I'm like, actually, I don't mind the decisions. I just want to go see it again so I can get a better gauge on it. It just was a lot to digest.
Well, if you're willing to wait till next week, you can come with us.
I might even go see it tomorrow, to be honest. If I get time, I might go see it tomorrow or Tuesday, but I might actually pop by with you to see it because I want to probably see it a couple times. I just I really enjoyed it. But as I was mentioning earlier, because of the risk, there's going to be a lot that piss off a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. I think because from reviewers that I trust, I'm getting they're putting out stuff like it's like a 7 out of 10. It's good. I enjoyed it. There's some problems with it, but like some of the just regular ass people reviews that it's getting on Rotten Tomatoes, people are giving it like what would you say, like 29% or something?
It has a
like?
57%, which currently puts The Last Jedi as the lowest audience rated Star Wars, below even The Phantom Menace, which has a 59%.
Which I don't believe.
I don't believe I don't believe that at all. I don't think you should believe that because also the audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes, my vocabulary.
What is wrong with you today?
I don't know. It might have been that little shot of scotch I did before the show that's just fucking me up. But the show, oh my God, the audience rating does not allow like you to. It doesn't make you prove that you've seen the movie. Yeah. Like I can go on and rate.
I see what you're saying. Like maybe they could put a code on a ticket stub.
Maybe.
Why don't they do that already?
I don't know.
They do that. They have on Amazon, verified Amazon purchase.
Yeah,
it'll be labeled if you bought it.
But
and
it's
you
the
do
same thing with IMDb, and IMDb has an 8.1. Like you don't need to see the movie, and you can vote multiple times.
Yeah.
And I went by and I read a lot of the. Luckily, surprisingly, you can read a good amount of the reviews on the Rotten Tomato audience site, and it doesn't give away spoilers.
It's a good thing we're not on TV.
I know.
Because I'm pretty sure there's a law in place that if you advertise on a website...
What's in this tab?
I don't know.
Well, I was reading a couple of the audience reviews, and they weren't very spoiler heavy.
Yeah.
But their reasoning was just dumb. Rian Johnson ruined Star Wars. This movie makes no sense. I think the good of the movie outweighs any negatives that I had, because overall I really enjoyed it.
And that's largely what I'm hearing too. Is like there's problems, but they don't ruin.
People saying that it's the worst Star Wars film out of any of them is they need to get the fuck over themselves. And I'm not going into another rant like I did on the last show about why I get irritated with Star Trek fans. It's the same thing why I get irritated with Star Wars fans.
I know.
But a 57%, get the fuck out of here. Like, fuck off. Like, fuck off, okay? You guys need to get over yourselves, just like the Star Trek fans. It's getting ridiculous. If you don't like the movie, that's fine.
They act like they recasted old characters or something. Like they casted somebody new for Luke Skywalker or something like that.
No, it's just...
That's like when I was upset that they recast Big Boss in fucking MGS5.
Oh, with Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah, with Kiefer Sutherland. Which was a good performance, in my opinion, and he did a good job. I just would have rather had David Hayter, but I still bought the game and played the fucking game.
Well, I will say that
I didn't go online and
people just go like,
digging its grave for it.
Yay, Star Wars! It's not what I wanted to to improvise the Conan thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not happy with how the audience is taking it. But every film's subjective. If you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. That's fine. But I feel like there's some sort of Reddit community or some shit like that being time to downvote. It was the same thing that happened with Battlefront. With its its .09 rating.
But Battlefront deserved it.
It deserved it for what it was doing, but I mean, to be fair, the game itself is probably not a .9.
Yeah.
There was a fan community being fuck this. We don't like this.
Yeah.
I think the same thing kind of happened, but it only seems to be on Rotten Tomatoes because that's the only one that's so low. All the other ones are in the 80s. Mm-hmm. An 8.1 would be an 81%, and that's fair. That's still a good rating, but it has some people who have problems with it. I just think that people need to get the fuck over themselves. If you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie, but don't sit there and say that the movie's just straight up fucking awful because it didn't meet all of your criteria. I mean, if you don't like it,
yeah. If I went to every movie that I ever saw and
judged
it in that manner,
did I want to see some things in The Last Jedi that I didn't get? Yeah,
I'm sure.
But I was like, okay, this is not. They're moving forward. Luke does not really behave the way that you think Luke would behave.
Yeah,
he doesn't act like the Luke Skywalker from 30 years ago. It's not the same Luke Skywalker. This one's just
things have happened to him.
Yeah, he's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Some pretty terrible shit.
Let's talk about some of it. We made some predictions, I think, in the last show because it was the last show that we did before this came up. And I was really worried about them bringing in Grey Jedis. Did that happen at all?
I don't know if I should. I'll talk to you after the show about that. I just don't really know if I want to go into the Grey Jedi territory.
Because you feel like it did happen, but maybe not how I predicted it would?
I don't want to say because it's... that's why I would like to do a spoiler video after you've seen it.
Okay, all right. Maybe we'll cover it in the next show then. I think it'll be too late to talk about it then. But...
I know, but it's just I'll tell you after the show. Anybody who's listening, I don't want them to be like, well, what the fuck? I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, by the time I get this video out, it'll be probably by Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should I?
If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it.
Okay. For the next minute, maybe just mute it. I'll just put my hand up, and whenever I put it down, the spoiler's over.
And another thing that we'll probably do is in the description, we usually put time tags. We'll probably label this one spoilers, and then have you click that number so you can just skip it.
That's fine. But once I put my hand down, it's safe to listen again, okay? So, do they put the Grey Jedis in there? No.
Oh, thank God.
No Grey Jedi.
Thank God.
What's up with Luke is that pretty much he has officially shut himself. He pretty much turned the Force button off. He's no longer connected to the Force because he
renounced his Jedidom, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So there's no Grey Jedis to worry about. Just so you're that part. I knew you'd be really pissed off if they did that.
Yeah.
So they didn't. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
So we're back.
We're back after that for anyone who tuned us out, for the 5 people that listen. All right.
At least we're self-aware.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it. I love the 5 people that watch the videos. You're my favorite fucking people in the world right now. I don't even know who you are, but actually, probably people who
do know who they are.
If you do listen to this and we don't know you personally, cheers to you because you're a great fucking person. For listening to me and Adam banter for...
Well, you probably are. I don't want to make any guarantees.
What, that you're a good person?
That our viewers are. I don't want them to go to a fucking job interview and be like, these 2 guys said that I'm great.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'd be like a guy that fucks off at his job or something.
Yeah, here, I'll do something to make Adam. If you're a Nazi, don't listen to my fucking show. Fuck you. I'm going to renounce Nazis on this show right now.
Okay, good.
Because I know Adam has problems with people who don't renounce Nazisms.
Listen.
Where the fuck is this topic going, man?
Everybody thinks that Taylor Swift sucks, except for you.
I love Taylor Swift. Go fuck yourself.
Bobby has a thing for manufactured pop stars.
I love manufactured female pop stars. I hate manufactured male pop stars. They're fucking unless their name is Justin Timberlake, I don't fucking like them. Male-wise. Male-wise, if you're Justin Timberlake, I don't really
like manufactured pop stars probably at all.
I love manufactured pop stars if they're good. Miley Cyrus has been my celebrity crush, favorite, and female pop star for how long, Adam?
As long as I've known you.
Probably since I was 16.
So even longer than I've known you.
Yeah, like second. I'm telling you, man. First season of Hannah Montana, I was there. So fuck all of you.
Well, at least she was your age.
Yeah, she's only 2 years younger than me.
I mean,
everyone's like, that's so fucking creepy. I was 16 and she would have been 14 at the time. I was like, she's only 2 years younger than me. I mean, I'm not sitting here like in love with her. I just really like her. I think she's funny and I like her music.
I'm not going to argue with you on that because we'll be here forever. Because I'll just be like, no, and you'll be like, yes, and then it'll just keep repeating that.
They're going to be fighting where it's like, you want to see a full-on me flip a table on Adam and choke him out? This could be a topic that could do it.
That would be like if Bobby told me that Sherilyn Fenn was a terrible actress.
I know. It'd be like that level.
Yeah.
Although Miley's not a very good actress, but she's pretty great in Hannah Montana. I've seen a couple movies. Look, I do my shit. I will tell you straight up whether an album is trash of hers, or if a song is bad, or if a movie.
Well, yeah, you just said Taylor Swift's new album is terrible.
It is. It's not a good album. It's just not. There are a couple good songs, but it's not a good album. But if you want to get into pop music with me, that's fine. I mean, I'm just I just tell it as it is.
We don't usually we always say that we would talk about music on this show and we never really do.
What, you want to talk about you want to talk about pop music?
No, I don't want to talk about pop music. But I'm saying we could if you wanted to, you want to develop like for another show.
I would
develop a list of things to talk about.
My thing is just that when it comes to pop music, I'll tell you straight up what I think of it. If I like it, I like it. If I think it sucks, I think it sucks. I think Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift is a piece of shit song. It's more funny to me than it is a good song.
Yeah.
Are You Ready For It? Or Ready For It Now or whatever. It's an okay song. It's just kind of forgettable. I mean,
I don't know what any of this shit is.
Yeah,
I couldn't differentiate between what one song is and the other song. They all kind of sound.
Taylor Swift's best album is Fearless, and her second best one is Red. Speak Now's a piece of shit. Well, Speak Now's not very good. Reputation is more of a piece of shit. And then her first album I just can't do. It's just too country for me. And then Miley is just amazing to me. So, Miley, what's up? All right, Adam. After that little tirade.
Okay.
So, Alita Battle Angel did a trailer about released last week.
I haven't seen this trailer yet.
Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do, like we do on every show, we're going to pause for a little bit. Break for a little bit. Watch the trailer, and then come back.
You are fucking up bad
man.
Today.
I think it's because I'm just like boom, 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 boom. I'm just doing this like really quick. Plus, I feel sick.
Okay, so anyways, this is exactly what Bobby did. When I showed up, he was just waking up. He ate some pizza. He had a shot of scotch, and we started recording the show.
Yeah, that's not very far off from what my day has been. So I'm not probably fully awake.
I think your brain's probably not. Yeah, your brain's not all going right
plus,
now.
Plus, I'm speaking very quickly. I need to just kind of slow it down. But I feel like I'm not as exciting whenever I'm slowed down.
Well, nobody wants to hear Ben Stein's podcast.
Yeah. So, but here we go. So, Alita Battle Angel. Its trailer came out last week.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of hullabaloo with it. A lot of people have issues with it. Some people like it, some people don't. Now, we are going to watch the trailer and let you guys know
what we think.
Yeah. All right, we will be right back. Okay, and we are back. Adam and I just watched the Alita Battle Angel trailer. Adam, fresh take. What do you think of it?
What the fuck is up with those eyes? Now I understand what everybody's been saying. Like, I'm like, it can't be that bad.
Is it that bad to you?
They're like fucking like.
Nobody else looks like that in the.
Yeah,
so I understand.
The other robots don't fucking look like that. Why?
But she might be your own type of design.
What, the bug eye design? fucking
I saw
huge.
someone on a show said that
Her face is 90% eyes, bro.
So I was listening to another show, and someone said that Robert Rodriguez finally decided to make the cinematic decision to shoot an entire movie with a Snapchat filter.
Oh, man.
Do you want my opinion on it?
Yeah, I guess.
I like the trailer.
You like the trailer?
I like the trailer.
I'm not willing to judge the movie yet. I really don't think they showed enough. Like, it was a pretty shitty trailer.
I like the trailer. I'm excited for a trailer too. I think that the movie looks visually awesome. I don't think it's ever a wrong thing to add talent to your movie by having Christoph Waltz in there. The eyes are weird, okay? Mm-hmm. And she looks not real.
It looks like very obvious that she's not really
you
there.
Can clearly tell. Like, it's almost like when they tried to do the body double of Jeff Bridges in Tron 2, where it just was not up to par yet.
What do I call it? Like the uncanny valley effect?
I think that is what it is.
You could tell that the face isn't real or something like that.
Yeah, I think that is exactly what it's called, the uncanny valley. You can clearly tell that the Alita is not real. But like all the other things look really cool. Like they have that really cool scene.
Was that Jude Law? Did I see Jude Law?
No, I don't think that was Jude Law.
Who the fuck was that?
That robot guy?
Yeah.
He's very familiar to me. Let me see if I can pull up a name real quick. Because there's that really, really cool scene. Ed Skrein. That's his name. Skrein. He's the bad guy in Deadpool.
Oh.
Samson.
Yeah, okay.
That's him. I knew he looked familiar. You have him. He's super talented. Jennifer Connelly is in there. She's talented. Mahershala Ali or whatever his name is.
What was the last thing that Jennifer Connelly was even in?
Nothing starring role wise.
For a long time.
Ass to ass in Requiem for a Dream. But there's a great scene in there. I just thought it was like, that is badass. Is when the one robot grabs her by the throat and she just kind of like goes underneath him and like
slams
his head down.
It might be good. I'll go see it with you.
It looks kind of Ghost in the Shell-ish. And we didn't hate Ghost in the Shell.
No, we didn't.
But we left kind of underwhelmed.
We're like, this isn't terrible, but it's not great either.
It's like I'd rather watch the
anime,
Now, as I said, there's never a bad thing to add talent into this. And so, as I said, you got Christoph Waltz, you got Jennifer Connelly, Ed Skrein, and then you got Mahershala Ali, the Cottonmouth
from Luke Cage,
and just won an Oscar for Moonlighting.
Holy fuck!
Moonlight.
He's
so
such
talented.
a good actor.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll be a small character, but throwing him in there is not a bad thing. You when you have an Oscar-winning actor, I don't care how small or big, you shove him there.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what he like. I'm gonna be honest. Him and Christoph Waltz are probably the two reasons that I'm more excited to see.
Yeah, because the girl Rosa Salazar is like a nobody. I've never heard of her before. I don't even know what she's been in. She's been in nothing like. She's been in the Insurgent movies, the Maze Runner, and the fucking Chips movie. It's
so basically
nothing.
She's nothing.
Yeah, she's nothing. Now it comes out in 2018 on July 20th. So I'm kind of curious. I'm not familiar with Alita Battle Angel, the anime.
I'm telling you right now. You know how we did Spider-Man for my birthday? We're not doing this as my birthday movie.
No, I would. Is that when your birthday is?
No, it's in July.
Oh,
but I mean, like, I'm not.
That's different. I know you like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and you were excited for that. No, Alita Battle Angel will be like a Tuesday night type of movie. I would assume, unless the reviews are amazing, I'll go see it the weekend of if it's that amazing. Now. As I said, I'm not very familiar with the Alita Battle Angel anime. I might check it out.
I'm not super familiar with it either.
I might start
I know that
looking.
It's relatively popular, but
if it's on Hulu or something, I might give it a chance, see if I like it, because it does have a real big cult following. I'm surprised that you're not, because I thought I always heard like people really, you like those like culty animes, like Berserk and shit like
Berserk and Jinro and shit like that.
Jinro, so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually like when the problem with anime is you know where I'm going with this. Like they always over sexualize female characters, and that usually causes me to just avoid the anime at all costs.
I understand that. Apparently, though, one of the producers is James Cameron, and he has been. I mean, I forget. There's a podcaster named John Campea who quotes, "It's never a good bet to be in the anti James Cameron like betting.
Yeah,
It's never a good idea to bet against James Cameron.
Yeah.
Now, he's just a producer. He's not directing. If he was directing, I'd be all about this movie 100%. I'd guarantee that this movie's going to be great.
I think I remember us discussing this
My biggest
last week is you're worried about Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, we were discussing this not on the show, but I believe just in general that I am not a big Robert Rodriguez fan because he hasn't done a good movie in a long time. His last good movie to me was his Planet Terror, which was a short little hour movie, and his like Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, stuff like that. I was all about that.
Don't lie, you like the first Spy Kids movie.
I like the first two Spy Kids movies. I'm not going to disagree with it, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I just think that Robert Rodriguez, because he also did that Predators movie, which I thought was awful. And
you don't like Machete either.
No, I do not.
Kills.
I should love Machete, but I don't. Machete. I don't. I do not like Machete. Not good films. And Robert Rodriguez he's a talented director, but he just has not impressed me recently. And so I get worried about him directing something this big. Now, James Cameron and John Landau are two big names that I really am like, okay, I trust those names. I trust all the actors in it. Like, clearly they didn't just sign up for this because, I mean, obviously it was for a paycheck, but something attracted them to this movie. Christoph Waltz is not in every fucking movie. He could be because he's so talented. But, I mean, he did that Green Hornet movie, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hate the Green Hornet. And I thought
the one with
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, it was okay.
I thought it was actually an okay movie.
Yeah,
a lot of people shit on it.
That guy was in something else too. What was that guy in?
Christoph Waltz?
No, the sidekick in
Keto or something like that.
Yeah. Fuck. What was the name of the movie though? It's like Shaolin Soccer, but it's basketball. It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. I can't remember the name of it.
Hold on, I'll look it up. This is the great thing about having the computer in front of you in the podcast is that you can actually look up the actors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad that you actually don't hate that Green Hornet movie because I think a lot of people hate that fucking movie, and I really didn't think it was that bad. Christoph Waltz was the best character in it for sure.
I have no sentimentality for the Green Hornet at all. Like, that's way before my time. I'm not.
Oh, I know.
I'm not trying to pretend like I care about the Green Hornet. So maybe
I only remember the Green Hornet because for the TV show that Bruce Lee. Like, I remember buying like really, really old DVD copies of like serials from Green Hornet because
you want to see Bruce Lee.
Yeah, because Bruce Lee was Kiddo, I think was his name. Let me see. Filmography. You don't know what it was called?
I don't remember. It was, I think it was made in 2008 or 2007.
Kung Fu Dunk.
That's what it's called, Kung Fu Dunk.
Kung Fu Dunk.
That movie is fucking great. I love that movie.
Yeah. Kung Fu Dunk. What a name.
Yeah.
That's great.
Have you ever seen
Kato.
it?
No.
Oh my god, you need to see Kung Fu Dunk.
I'll look into it.
If you like Shaolin Soccer,
I love Shaolin Soccer
or Kung Fu Hustle or anything like that. It's in that same vein.
I love Kung Fu Hustle. Yeah. That's such a good movie.
I'm still waiting for 2, Sony.
But
we're gonna be waiting until we die.
Kato is his name, so I don't.
Yeah.
I was saying like Kiddo.
Yeah.
Kiddo is Kill Bill. I knew it was one of those. Kato. But yeah, so Alita Battle Angel. I'm definitely curious about the movie because it looks like it'd be up my alley. You know, it looks really good maybe this will finally be an anime adaptation that actually works because I thought that If this does not work, if this flops, don't expect to see any more anime adaptations for at least 5 years. Don't expect it. Because Ghost in the Shell pretty much, I think, killed Akira from being made because it bombed. And this was already in production whenever Ghost in the Shell came out.
An American-made Akira movie would have fucking sucked ass. If you heard what they were planning to do with it...
I did. I thought it sounded terrible, but it killed, Ghost in the Shell killed that for sure.
Good. Just another reason for me to like Ghost in the Shell.
Do you know what this may not be a popular opinion. I don't really like Akira that much. Akira. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't really like Akira that much.
I mean, I like the animated version, but if you ever read what they were planning to do with the live action version,
it looked awful.
They were like gonna Americanize the shit out of it, and it sounded fucking terrible.
Yeah, it looked awful. It sounded terrible, but I mean, to be honest, I don't like the movie that much. I don't like the animated movie that much.
I'll tell you that I feel like a lot of things that are like that have that cult following kind of do suffer from being overrated.
Yeah, like a lot.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah, like it seemed to be back in like the early 2000s, whenever anime was like really getting the boom from like Toonami. I feel like you had two sides of like a war. It was either Ghost in the Shell or Akira, and I feel like I was on the Ghost in the Shell tour. I feel like you'd be more on the Akira side, just from that from the style and the attitude.
Well, like you know, one of my favorite like Japanese animated films is like a film called Magnetic Rose, which is like 40 minutes long.
I don't think I've ever known that.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Oh my god, it's such a good film.
I'll look into it.
I have it if you want to.
I might need to do that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna throw on one more topic for us.
Well, what I wanted to talk about is I read something about Dragon Ball Z recently.
Oh, what about it?
Did somebody acquire the rights to Dragon Ball Z, the distribution rights anyways? Is that part of the Disney acquisition?
I doubt Funimation is owned by Fox.
No, I mean like the distribution rights in the United States.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not...
I don't remember if that's what I read about it. I read something about Dragon Ball Z that was like... some shit's going on. I don't know if they're making another live action film that's not connected to the first one that they made, which was terrible.
This says a live action Dragon Ball movie is the adaptation fans needed. It's like a...
Is that what it is? It's a live action film?
It's been years since a major studio dared to touch Dragon Ball, but that hasn't kept audiences from giving the franchise. Oh man, it's a short film. So, it's a short film based off Dragon Ball.
Okay.
That must be the news.
Which did you ever see I think it's a Hong Kong made movie. It's Dragon Ball, and it's from like the 1980s.
Yes.
The Asian one. Oh,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my, yeah. Holy shit.
Oh
I might post some images on the bottom of the screen here.
Let's just post the whole movie's on YouTube for free. Let's just post the whole movie on our Facebook page.
But this is what I wanted to talk about is the 2018. You sent me the link for it. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yeah.
So what's up with that?
So I'm reading that it's an animated thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's going to be an animated return to Yu Yu Hakusho. It looked like all 4 characters were going to be in it.
Well, but it seems to be weird because is it a continuation or a remake? What is it?
I don't know.
It's just that Yu Yu Hakusho was such a great show.
And it kind of had a conclusive ending.
It had a conclusive ending. The whole series was a big giant videotape. It was a training videotape for an actual spirit detective. Yeah. Hey, if you want to be a spirit detective, these are some of the tips that you could do. Follow one of our best spirit detectives and you can learn to be just like him.
Yeah.
And it's showing it's all a videotape, like a training video.
Yeah.
So, Yu Yu Hakusho being returning is kind of odd to me. Like, why I guess Dragon Ball Super has just had such a great resurgence that, I mean, I'm wondering if they're just trying to, like, bring anything back from that Toonami days. They did it with Sailor Moon, they did it with Dragon Ball Z, and Yu Yu Hakusho.
I would say the Sailor Moon results are mixed.
Yeah, but it's still going.
Again, Dragon Ball Super results are mixed. I'm hearing a lot of complaints about Dragon Ball Super. People saying that they're done. I'm
definitely getting close. It's going into the point of just being, like, insane. There's, like, Super Saiyan Dark. shit going on. It just seems kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anime is weird right now. It's in a weird state because it's like it's not as popular as it used to be in the mainstream. I mean, like how it was when everybody was walking around with Dragon Ball Z T-shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying it's not as popular. It's clearly more popular than it's ever been. But I mean, not everybody and their mom knows like Attack on Titan type. That's like probably the closest thing you can get to like mainstream success is like Attack on Titan right now. I mean, unless you can think of something else.
I was gonna say One Piece is probably the most.
Yeah, but
that's
been around so long now. I'm talking about more like recently.
You mean like new?
Yeah,
IPs?
new IPs.
My Hero Academia. I think it's only in its 3rd season.
Yeah, I'd say that one's up there. One Punch Man, and
which I watched One Punch Man. I hated it.
I loved One Punch Man.
I hated it.
Why?
It was boring. I was just bored.
It gets really more ridiculous.
That's what I heard, but like, I watched one episode and I wasn't enthralled, and you know how I am. I just
you need to get that hook right away.
If I'm not like hooked within the first couple episodes,
it is. If you ever decide that like, hey, like, second season, maybe I'll give it a.
Because you got to think of like the stuff that I like is like Fist of the North Star.
Yeah,
it hooks you right away with like awesome shit. Berserk hooks you right away with awesome shit. Fucking basically anything.
You didn't watch because I know you don't like. I'm not saying that I'm like I love fan servicey stuff, but you didn't watch Kill la Kill, did you?
No.
Kill la Kill was pretty great. That's a show that hooks you right away. You're like, this is so off the wall, bonkers, crazy.
I think
it's good.
The one show that has a really slow build up in the first episode, Gurren Lagann, which is one of my favorite of all time.
Yeah, you really do like that show. Well, all right, Adam. It seems like we've gone over a little bit on time-wise. I thought that it was going to be a kind of a shorter show, but it looks like we got about the time length that we were kind of looking at. So
we had topics too.
Yeah, we're out of topics. That was kind of it. Yeah, I mean, we were really struggling for topics today, but I think we made it work.
Yeah.
So, but all right, everybody.
That's what I do. That's my superpower. Conditional muscle. It only appears when it's needed.
Wow. Okay.
Bobby did all the work.
Oh, yeah, I know. All right. But once again, Adam, where can anybody find us?
Facebook.com/GTAS podcast, Twitter.com/GTAS podcast. And we don't have a static address on YouTube. They won't let you have that unless you have 1,000 subscribers now, which is kind of bullshit. But
yeah,
whatever.
But oh well, we'll stick with our 6 that we got now.
Yeah.
So YouTube, when are you gonna fix that? If we can get 7 subscribers, do you want to maybe change that shit up a little bit? Probably not. But okay, everybody, if you wanna support the show, obviously, yeah, subscribe to our Facebook, follow us on Twitter, comment below on any topics that you'd like us to discuss. We'd really like to see the feedback on what people think of the show. Give us a thumbs up if you want to support it, or share us with other people who might actually find our content maybe slightly amusing at least. Something to kind of put on in the background if you'd like. Maybe next week I'm gonna work on the iTunes, getting us on iTunes. I'm gonna try to work on that next week. So,
in audio format.
Yeah, in an audio format that you can kind of put on your phone if you want to listen to us in your car or when you're about to kill yourself. Might be not a bad thing.
That's pretty fucking dark. I was gonna say one of the most popular, like when we were doing our old show, the most popular thing was like, yeah, I put you guys on when I clean my house.
I know.
Like, okay.
That's what I used to do with the Matthew Danko podcast. I would just put it on during when I'd clean my room or doing chores around my house because it's something you don't need to actually watch and physically do. And that's what I tried to build the show around was I like having the video format. I love the video format. Yeah. I think it's something if you want something
we're using video, but we're not video intensive. So you don't have to like stay glued to your computer when you're listening to us.
Oh yeah, not unless you want to look at Adam's beautiful face, but that's about it.
I'm better with glasses off.
Go ahead, show those people your sexy glasses.
Show my beautiful face.
And you just see the eye like start to roll down the eye, roll up into the eye socket. But all right, Adam. I think today was quite a successful show.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel good about it.
I feel good about it too. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Agit Pie.
You can say fuck Agit Pie and the net neutrality bullshit.
We're gonna do that until he dies, probably.
Most
you know what
likely.
we should talk
You
about
wanna
just
sign-
real quickly. As soon as he repealed net neutrality, like 17 people got banned on Twitter for threatening his life.
Yeah, I know, but you can't go around threatening people like that.
I know, but that's still amazing.
I mean, it is amazing because it's ridiculous, but come on, you can't go around threatening people's lives.
I know.
Agit Pie is a piece of shit, but don't go around threatening death threats and bullshit.
Especially against somebody who's in the government. That's just fucking dumb.
It's just dumb. It's dumb anyway. Don't do that shit. Us at the GTAS podcast do not support throwing death threats to people. We may say fuck people all the time, but
it's much smarter to just not make a threat and then kill them. Because then they'll
we
never
don't support
suspect
that
you.
either. Adam may, but I do not.
No, I don't. Don't do stupid shit.
Don't do stupid shit. Be sane, mind. Treat people with respect. You don't necessarily need to treat Agit Pie with respect, but don't threaten his life, please.
Yeah, and when you're making memes about how shitty he is, don't make racist ones about him being an Indian, because that's kind of disrespectful to
you're just
people from India.
Yeah, you're just a piece of shit for doing that shit too. So,
Yeah.
just treat people with respect.
Yeah.
We just
talk
joke
about
around.
talk about how he's an asshole and he looks like he has horse teeth.
Yeah,
You don't have to talk.
You don't have to
about
say that he's
racial shit about him being an Indian. Like, show me Vagine and Bob.
Yeah, that's so fucked up. Yeah, but that's our main thing. Fuck Agit Pie, but don't threaten his life, and don't be a racist bigot asshole. All right? That's what we'll end off with.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening, and farewell.